Good morning. It's Miss Barker from Syracuse Academy of Science and Citizenship, and you can clearly see that my dog is hugging me right now. Say hi, Nash. Can you say hi? Say hi to everybody. Say hi. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week so far. We miss you guys a lot. Um, and we're gonna jump right into lesson 33 on ready. Once once my puppy is done giving me hugs and kisses. Oh, all right, Nash, you gotta get down, okay? You gotta get down. All right. Okay. Now that he is done, we can jump right back into it. All right. Well, Miss Barker has glasses on today because it's helping her with the computer stuff and being on the computer all day long. So, yeah, I look a little different today, but we'll get past it. I'm back. For some reason it cut out for a moment. That's all right. I'm back. Okay, as I was saying, we are starting lesson 33 in our ready today. And yeah, so let's get started. All right. Okay. Today we are dividing shapes into parts with equal areas. Use what you know. You have learned about equal parts of shapes and finding area. In this lesson, you're going to learn to form and break apart rectangles and squares of equal areas. Okay, students at Memorial School painted square tiles. The tiles were put together to make designs on the office walls. Each design is a rectangle made from 12 tiles. What are some different rectangles that can be made using the 12 tiles? Okay, so we know that we have 12 tiles. And I'm going to underline that with let's do green. So we know that we have 12 tiles. Okay, they said they put them together to make designs on an office wall. Each design is a rectangle made from those 12 tiles. All right, what if you put the tiles in rows that each have 3 tiles? How many rows could you make with 12 tiles? All right, so draw squares in the rectangle to show what it looks like. All right, so we got this. Let's get a little bit bigger thickness. I don't want to do too much. And we'll draw it with, let's do red so we can see. Oh, that was weird. We lost a connection. Interesting. Okay, so we know that we need 3 in each row. So I'm going to draw one line. Ooh, this is really bad drawing, but it's okay. Okay, so now we have 3 in the top row. All right, now we need to make 12 tiles. So we already have 3. So let's see. Okay, 4, 5, 6, not quite there yet. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 12 tiles. All right, so how many rows could you make with 12 tiles? We made 4 rows. Draw squares, we already did. Okay, letter B. Imagine you turned the rectangle on its side. How many rows does the rectangle have now? Okay, so we need to take this whole thing and we need to turn it. So I'm actually going to show you on a piece of paper because it's a little bit difficult to do it on there when I can't actually turn the shape. Okay, so we had 3 rows, 3 in each row. We had 4 rows. Okay, so I just drew basically what we drew here. Now, on the bottom one, I'm going to make, let's see, so you can see me a little bit better. Okay, there, so you can see me a little bit better. Okay, so I made that. Now we need to turn it so it's on its side. Now I'm going to draw what it looks like. Okay. So I just turned it. So now we have how many rows? 1, 2, 3. And how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you turn it, it does the opposite. Before we had 3 columns and 4 rows. And now we have 3 rows and 4 columns. So it just turns it. They're the same numbers. All right, let's go back to our paper. Okay. So now we just need to draw that, which I already drew it, but I'll still show you on here just so you can see. So now we know we have 1, 2, 3 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Okay. Now it says, imagine you turn the rectangle on its side, which we already did that. How many rows does it have? Now we have 3 rows. How many tiles are in each row? That is 4 tiles in each row. And you can't really see that, but that's okay. Okay, now C. There are other ways to make a rectangle with 12 squares. Explain how you would find the other ways. On a separate piece of paper, make drawings to show that rectangles look like. On a separate piece of paper, you can choose to see what these would look like. If you want to draw them out, that is great. But it says that other rectangles, they can be different shapes. They don't all have to be 3 times 4 for the area. They can have 2 or they can have 6. So it doesn't always have to be 3 times 4. It can be different. So that's what C is saying, that different shaped rectangles will have different types of tiles. All right, our next part, finding out more. On a previous page, you formed different rectangles using the same size squares. You can also break apart a rectangle to show parts that are all the same size. Each rectangle below is broken into equal parts. Each part is a fraction of the whole area. Okay, all of these rectangles are the same size. This is where it can get a little confusing. They're all the same size, correct? Yes. Okay, but they're not all broken apart in the same amount of pieces. Okay, so if we look, this is the same size as this, this, and this, but they're broken into fourths, just different ways for fourths, eighths, and eighths. So these two are broken into fourths, and these two are broken into eighths. So these are kind of like a window. They broke it apart. They're all still equal though. These, they broke it into kind of columns, and then they did columns, and then they broke it into half again. Then here, they just did all columns across, and they did 8 of them. I know, it's a little confusing. Hopefully you guys will understand a little bit better once we get going. And if not, you know, you can reach out to me for any questions that you might have. Okay. The shaded parts of each rectangle below cover 1/4 of the whole area. The first 2 rectangles show 1 out of 4 equal parts shaded. The other 2 rectangles show 2 out of 8 parts. Now this is very similar to something that I know that I taught my class, and I know I've done it in a few of the videos, where if you break apart 2/8, so 2 divided by 2 equals 1, 8 divided by 2 equals 4. So 1/4 equals 2/8. So they're still equal. Like I said, again, you guys will learn more about that in 4th grade. Okay. So we have our first 2 rectangles. They show 1/4. That's because 1 piece is shaded out of 4. Now these ones, they have 2 parts shaded out of 8. But if you look at this whole thing, and I'm actually going to fill it in for you because I want you to see that they match. If you look at this piece, it's 2/8, but what do those 2/8 equal? 1/4. Same with this one. This one's a little easier to fill in. It's a little skinnier. Okay, we filled in 2/8, and it equals how many fourths? 1/4. So your 2/8 is equal to your 1/4. All right, all shaded areas are equal in size, even though the shapes and the parts are different of the parts. Or the shapes of the parts and the number of parts are different, sorry. If there's more than one part shaded, the shaded parts do not need to be next to each other. Each rectangle at the right also shows 1/4 because there are 8 parts. This is 1/4. This is another 4th. So these two, if you put them side by side, which I wish I could show you if you put them side by side, they still equal the same as this one right here with 2 of them. Same with this one. 1, 2. When you put those 2 side by side, they equal this one. So it's still the same amount. And then this still equals 1/4, and this still equals 1/4. All right, so it wants us to reflect a little bit. So if you divide a rectangle into 6 same size squares, are the areas of the squares equal? Okay, if you divide a rectangle into 6 same size squares, are the areas equal? Yes, they are equal. But why? Well, we know that the area of the rectangles didn't change. So if we know that, let's see, so we have 6 same size squares, they're equal. Each square is 1/6 of the area of the whole rectangle. So we know that the area is 1/6, and you guys can write your fractions 1 with a line underneath it, 6. I do it like this because I'm typing. We all know that the area of the rectangle is 1/6. So that means we have 6 parts in it, and those all equal the whole area of the rectangle. It's a little bit of a tricky question, I know. That's okay though. Okay, now we're dividing rectangles into equal parts. Alrighty, I have a piece of paper here to show you. Alright, Bart's art teacher asks him to fold a sheet of paper 4 times and then color 1/4 of his paper red. I do not have a red crayon or a red colored pencil, so I'm going to just do it with a pen I have. Okay, so first he folds it. I'm going to look at my paper so I can actually make this screen bigger so you can see it. Okay, so he folds it first down, which we called this, I believe we called this hamburger style, where it folds down. I'm going to make sure I seal that really well with my nails. Okay, now we're like this. Now he wants us to fold it like this. So we're going to fold it again. I'm going to make sure my creases are in there, because I have a feeling we're going to be doing something with that. And then he folds it down. So that was 2 times. This is 3 times. It's getting a little harder to fold. It's okay though. And then he wants us to fold it 1 more time, which is our 4th time folding. Ooh, this one's getting a little tough. It's okay. Okay, now he wants us to unfold it to see our lines. Oh, let's see what we got here. Ooh, look at this. Did pretty well at folding. Nice. All right. Now we are going to move on to see what we have to do with it. All right, I did it. I modeled it. All right, so this is what your paper looks like. Now he wants us to solve these, looks like solve these problems. Okay, perfect. But we're gonna run out of time,